this is Sara with Posh Pooch Designs, and today's video is super fun because we're working with these reflective yarns. This pattern can be done either with one strand of the Red Heart Reflective or two strands of I Love This Yarn. It's a number 4, the reflective is a number 5. Now, you can do this pattern with regular yarn as well. This is just a great way to use some of that reflective yarn that you have. So what we're doing is this pattern, you can either make a headband for you, or you can make these fun little dog collars for your dog. The pattern is the same, it's just a matter of measuring. So what you're going to need is one of your yarns. We're going to be using a K-hook today. You'll need a needle for weaving in your ends, and you'll also need a tape measure if you're going to make it for your dog, and of course a pair of scissors. Now the pattern on my blog has the stitch counts and measurements for a 18 to 20 inch headband or a 10-inch dog collar. And this is easily adjusted. 2 stitches, 2 half double crochets equal 1 inch. So what you need to do is measure your dog's neck, multiply times 2, and then add 2 stitches or 1 inch. In other words, if your dog's neck is 9 inches long, add another inch would make it 10. Multiply times 2 would be 20, and then you'll need 20 stitches. His neck measures 10 inches, and then I'm going to add 1 inch, which would be 11 inches. So I would multiply times 2, and I would need 22 stitches. Thank you, Maximo. This demonstration on how to make the dog collar and headband, I'm going to be using the orange Red Heart Reflective yarn. It's a number 5, so I only need to use 1 strand and my K-hook. The first row, you're going to be doing foundation half double crochets. And the way we do those is you chain 3, so we make our slip knot. And you need to make sure you give yourself a little bit of a tail, about 5 or 6, maybe 7 inches. When we join our circle, we'll need that to close our circle. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go in that 3rd chain and pull a loop up. We have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go just through the 1st loop. Now we're going to yarn over, there we go, and go through the last 3, and that is a foundation half double crochet. Now we need to build on that, so we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to go in that chain that we created. Here we go, and pull up a loop, yarn over, and just go through the 1st chain, yarn over, and go through all 3. And you're going to need to do this for as many stitches as you need for your dog collar. We go through the 1st one and all 3 of those. All right, let's do another one just to make sure you understand. Yarn over, go through that chain we created on the last stitch, bring a loop up. We have 3 loops, yarn over, go through just the 1st one, yarn over, and go through all 3. And you can see we're building on our stitches. I'm going to do one more just to make sure. Yarn over, go through the chain, bring a loop up, yarn over, go through the 1st loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. Now we're going to be making 22 foundation half double crochets for the 10-inch dog collar. So now I have crocheted 22 foundation half double crochets for my dog collar, and you can see when you work it is very stretchy. Okay, now to join, we're going to join in a circle. we'll be joining to the top with a slip stitch, and then chain 2. 1, 2. Now you'll notice, make sure you don't twist your chain, but you'll notice that you've got a space here. What you'll need to do is take your needle and thread that tail. Here, I got a little bit bigger eye in this needle up here. This is a number 5 yarn, so I need a little bit bigger eye. There we go. And what you'll do, I'm going to move my hook out of the way. This is the tail where we started, and what you'll do is you'll join to the bottom with your needle with that first, in that first chain that you made, like that. And I usually just do that twice, going through both. Give it a nice good snug pull, and then I leave it. And I'll come back and work that in after I get some more rows done, but that's just to close that gap. All right, so now we're going to do row number 2. We've chained 2. String out of the way. We chain 2. It counts as our first half double crochet. The next stitch, we're going to stitch a front post double crochet. This chain 2 counts as our first half double crochet, and now we're going to stitch a front post double crochet. And when you're working front posts, the one on the top is the front and the one in the back, of course, is the back. So you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go all the way around that next half double crochet, yarn over and pull through, and then work a double crochet. The next stitch is a half double crochet, and so what we'll be doing is stitching a half double crochet, then a front post double crochet. So this is our half double crochet. We go in the next half double crochet and stitch a front post double crochet, and now we're going to stitch a half double crochet in the next stitch, and this gives us our ribbed look. Let's do another front post double crochet. Here's a half double crochet we just stitched in, so we're going to stitch in the next one, go all the way around that post, yarn over, pull that through, then we work that double crochet. And you can see, here's our next half double crochet, and you can see that we're getting a rib look. And we're going to work this all the way around, half double crochet, front post double crochet, all the way around the collar. So now we've worked one half double crochet, front post double crochet, all the way around the collar. And that's why you need to, when you're adding your length, you need to add in increments of 2 so that you end up correct. You should end up on a front post double crochet, and then we're going to join that to the top of that chain 3 because the chain, or I'm sorry, chain 2, because that chain 2 counted as our first half double crochet. So we're going to join with a slip stitch and chain 2. 1, 2, and that's our band. The next row, we're going to be stitching in the back posts. The back loops. Sorry, back loops. And that's what will give us the edge. So we're going to only be stitching half double crochets. And when you stitch in the back loop, you'll notice you have all these loops on the top. The front loop is the loop facing you, and the back loop is the loop facing away. And we're going to be stitching in these back loops. 1 half double crochet in the back loop of each half double crochet, just like this. I should say in the back of each stitch, because they're, and sometimes when you're working where you have a front post and a back post, it's difficult to find your stitch. So always go by the loops on the top, and that will keep you in line. So it's 1 half double crochet in each back loop stitch around. Let's get some more yarn out here. All right, so we're stitching half double crochets in each stitch around, and you can see that it leaves this little line right here, our little edge line for us. And we'll continue to do that all the way around. Now we've stitched 1/2 double crochet in each half double crochet or each stitch around, working in the back loops. Now we're going to join to the top of the chain 2 with a slip stitch, and then chain 2. Now the next 3 rows will be straight half double crochets, working normally the way we do, not working in a back loop or a front loop, just 3 more rows of half double crochets all the way around, and joining with a slip stitch and chain 2 for 3 more rows, and that will give us 4 rows of half double crochets through the middle. So now you can see we've done 4 rows of half double crochet, and now we're going to be stitching in the back loops again like we did on this row. And this is going to give us another edge, so that we have an edge that looks kind of like this one. Alright, so we're going to do half double crochets in the back loops again. So there's that back loop, and we're going to do this all the way around. And as we go in those back loops, you can see it's giving us another row like this one. It kind of gives us just a break to show where the band is, to slip it on and slip it off. And this is exactly the same as working with the headband. It's done exactly the same. The only difference is it's bigger around. So we're going to continue all the way around to do half double crochets in the back loops of each stitch. So as you can see, we've done 1/2 double crochet in each half double crochet around, working in those back loops to give us this line, just like we have a line here. We're going to join to the top of the chain 2 like we have in the past, and then we're going to chain 2, and this chain 2 again counts as 1/2 double crochet. Now we're going to do like we did here, and we're going to do a front post double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in that next stitch, double crochet, front post in the next stitch, and this gives us that band look that we did on that second row. And we'll do this all the way around again, so that we have half double crochet, front post, double crochet in each stitch around, working every other, just like this. And we'll continue that all the way around again. So we ended on a front post double crochet. We're going to join to the top of that chain 2 with a slip stitch, and then we're done. So we're going to cut our yarn, tie that off, and now we need to use our needle to weave in those ends. I'm just going to tuck them in for now so that you can see we have a nice stretchy band. And here's the headband, and it's worked exactly the same. The only difference is, of course, it's longer. And you can see it has the bands with the front post and working in the back loop, just like the dog collar. Now to make the little bow, all you need to do is chain about 25. And then you're going to tie off both ends and just slip it through like this. Just slip it through. It's just sitting there. It doesn't do anything, and just tie a little bow. It just gives you a little bow to put on there. You don't have to put it on there, but it's just for fun. It's just a chain. So make yourself a nice headband and make your dog a dog collar. Or you can even make one to match. You and your dog could go to the park on a cold morning and have matching headband and collar. Now, the neat thing about these is they're kind of like a snood, and if their ears do get cold, you can pull it up a little bit over their back of their head and warm up their ears. So there you have it. Reflective, dog collar, and headband.